Hello everybody, and welcome to Quarantine Cocktails. I guess a branch of Cocktails with Heather. If you'll see me today, I'm rolling this fine Russian mobster tracksuit. It's like a Mob Wives or like a, I don't know, what is it, like your Ukrainian mobsters in this thing? Which is probably good because every time I try to do an accent or something, it ends up being like a Russian accent. So I guess that's cool. So as we were talking about ridiculous things to put on, this got sent to my mom's house on accident by Amazon, like, I don't know, like a year ago. And we just had this box, well, nobody ordered anything, so we tear it open. I was so excited, and it was these two ugly velour tracksuits. But they let me keep this one. So it said $49 on the price tag, so I'm wearing a $50 Russian mob tracksuit. But anyways, it works out well because today we're going to be talking about old fashions. Oh my god, that's bright now. So this has kind of come up as a resurgent drink. A lot of people have started ordering old fashions again. I know quite a few people who are very into them. In fact, I have a friend who was messaging me previously asking me for recipes, what she's going to need, because she's going to watch this later and make a cocktail, which is fantastic. So she knows what she's doing tonight, which is possibly blacking out. Good for her. So this drink is very commonplace, and it starts with combination of things that you'll see repeated over and over in certain drinks. You're dealing with sugar, you're dealing with water, you're dealing with your booze and bitters. This comes up over and over and over again. In fact, one of my favorite drinks is the champagne cocktail, which has somewhat of a similar base to this, with orange also, except for you put champagne in it. I thought about combining that today since I have everything here, but I decided maybe that should be better for like doing a couple different champagne cocktails all at one time. Plus my champagne's not cold and, well, then it just tastes like shit. So what you're gonna start with is you've got a rocks glass or whatever size glass, but this rock size glass or juice glasses, if you are not an alcoholic, is what you're going to start with. And a key piece of this in the flavoring is going to be the orange. So I have an orange here, and it's been a really, really long time since I've cut a shitload of garnish. And I have had to cut a shitload of garnish in my time, but I haven't had to lately, so this is, kind of like a redo for me. I just kind of go with whatever, but I'll try to show you a couple easy ways to do this. So I've seen recipes before where you can take a slice of orange, muddle it, great. If you're somewhere and they have like an orange slice, like they're putting them in whatever godforsaken beer they put the orange slices in, you can take one of those, throw it in the bottom too. Just get the orange flavor in. I mean, you can strain anything through your teeth. That sounds bad. You can strain almost anything through your teeth, but I wouldn't, you don't have to do that necessarily here. You don't have to be fancy. Just throw some fucking orange in it, okay? Just don't put orange juice in it. That's weird. Whiskey and orange juice sounds like a bad idea. So we've got our orange here that we're going to start with. So the key with using an orange peel is you want to avoid the pith. The pith is the bitter part. It's a lot of reason why I don't eat peeled oranges because it's impossible to get rid of it. There are a lot of fancy tools and ways to make strips or peels of this. I've done a few. I've just cut them off of, orange slices or whatever. But the easiest way that I have for just doing this at home is just a regular vegetable peeler. You just take the vegetable peeler, lay it flat on the orange, and just take a little bit off of it. Hopefully you can see that, but there's really no pith that comes in that. It's just the right depth. So you can just take this strip as is, and most of the recipes have it. Just a strip like this, which I'm going to do. Strip. But another thing you can do is roll it up, almost like you would like a little appetizer. I don't know if you guys can see that very good. But what it does is if you secure it with a toothpick and leave it for a while, it actually will curl. And then what you can do is take your sharp knife and just cut it into little ribbons, which I can use some of these for my garnish. And the more it sits, the more it curls, but it gives you an idea of, you kind of end up working with like a little, strip of orange that you can use. So that's great. So let's go ahead and start here. So we've got our big swath of orange. We're going to take 1 sugar cube. You know, I've seen them where you say you can use the Edgar sugar water, you can use simple syrup, probably not confectioner's sugar. There's something about the granules of this sugar, it dissolves a little bit slower. It kind of makes the cocktail as you get further into it. So we'll put that in a hatch. Next, we're going to do some bitters. So I had 2. I don't know why, but they look to be about the same. They're both aromatic bitters. So I'm just going to take the regular old whatever kind. We're getting ourselves a couple of dashes of bitters. 1 and 2, a little extra because I like flavor. We're going to take a little bit of water. That's the bell ringing because I warned my husband that I was recording live and to mind that when he got home. So now he's ringing the bell and the dogs are going ape shit and there's nothing I can do about it. So anyway, we've got our rocks glass with the sugar cube and the bitters. So we talked about the muddler. Hush! So we talked about the muddler. And what this does is kind of crush everything together. So this is another style of muddler that I have. It doesn't have the pokey stuff on the end. But I don't want you to think that you're excluded from doing these drinks just because you don't have a muddler. I have used in the past, and in things of desperation, the end of a wooden spoon, either end. And I have used ice cream scoops in the end. This is kind of like anything's a dildo if you're brave enough. Anything's a muddler if you're brave enough. The ends of these things you can use too. So many options. So you can really use anything to muddle. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to muddle it in. So I'm just going to really crush up and release the oils from the orange peel and really crush up that sugar cube. All right, perfect. All right, so now I've got that working. Now I'm going to use Laura's bourbon again. And this has a lot to do with taste and how strong you're going to want your drink. But I would definitely give yourself a good 1.5 to 2 shots. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and do about 1.5 shots because I don't like mine too strong. So we'll put that straight in. I'm going to give it one more swish just because I want to mix that bourbon up in there. Now we're going to do our ice. Pack that bitch right in there. We're going to top it with water. Nothing fancy about an old fashioned. The fanciest thing here today is this fucking tracksuit. So we're going to fill that up. I'm going to use my knife to give it a stir because I forgot to bring a cocktail stirrer, which is even more proof that you don't need a fancy cocktail spoon. Stir with a knife. Do lots of things with a knife. You can stab someone with a knife. All right, so I give it a good stir. Some people will separately put in maraschino juice to their beans. No, you never howl except for when I'm on the thing. Stop howling. Stop howling. Some people put a little maraschino juice in their old fashioned, but I don't really like it that sweet. So you're just going to take a maraschino cherry for your garnish. It's going to put just enough of that maraschino juice in there to give you a little bit of sweet without it really overpowering. And then we've got your nice orange twist, which is falling the fuck over because it's kind of nar. All right, there we go. All right, so now we got an old fashioned. There you guys go. So it's got the big slice of orange peel, sugar cube, just a little bit of lubricant, or you can dump your bourbon right in there too. I don't give a fuck, go crazy. Mix it, mash it all up. Then you're gonna put in your ice, or I'm sorry, then you're gonna put in your bourbon, then you're gonna put in your ice, fill it up with water, add a little maraschino cherry to twist, and you got a pretty little old fashioned there. So let's see how bad this is. Okay, I'm gonna go back on my word. 2 shots of bourbon. You're gonna want two full shots, 2 full ounces of bourbon on this one. Maybe 2.5 if you got a lot of hair on your chest. And some of you, especially ladies, might because all the waxing salons are down. Anyways, so here you go for your old-fashioned cocktail. And I will hit you guys up with some requests probably pretty soon because some of you are asking me questions now about cocktails and I want to know what you want me to make. And I don't even have any great humor besides this great tracksuit. And I'm probably going to drink this, and then I'm probably going to chill some champagne and make that later. And I'm going to go into a mediation phone call at 5 o'clock tonight. So pretty much after I get done with that, I'm going to want to get drunk. All right, people. Cheers. Have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy another fine day in quarantine. Peace out. I do know how to say a couple things in Russian. One of them is molshi. Molshi means shut up.